What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here. Just wanted to put on a hat of a team that doesn't choke for a second. Leafs lose 3-2 in overtime to the Philadelphia Flyers. You know, a lot of people wanted me to do these game reviews after seeing a couple of them that I've done, and I think a lot of people just want to see me freak out and they want to see me overreact, and you know, Steve Dangle isn't enough for them. They want to see somebody else freak out. I'm trying to keep my composure. I'm a diehard Leaf fan. If you're new to this channel, I'm sorry you're gonna have to listen to this, but that game was crap, and I'd like to use some other words, but don't want to get demonetized. Shout out to you, Logan Paul. This game, oh my god. Where do I get started? So, both goalies were great. Hats off to you guys, you know, tip of the cap. Freddie Anderson keeps making saves, 34 saves on the night. How many saves did Michael Neuwirth have tonight? He had 29, Michael Neuwirth had 29 saves tonight. So let's go right into the first period. So, you know, when Leo Komarov wasn't on the ice, the Leafs looked great. You know, lots of good possession. I'll get into some numbers later on, but goalie battle, you got to be fair. Freddie and Michael Neuwirth, Patrick Waugh, Dominik Hasek, you know, it was a goalie battle. So can be really mad there. Both teams were battling a little bit. Kind of went, you know, some good shifts for the Flyers, some good for the Leafs. And, you know, the Leafs are an offensive juggernaut, but don't score any goals in the first again. So, whoop-de-doo. Looks like the Leafs are an offensive juggernaut, eh, boys? Second period comes up, and my boy, Connor Brown, scores his 12th of the season. Sorry, I've got my phone here. I'm just trying to remember things. Got a lot of things going through my head right now. I seem like a psycho right now. Connor Brown scores his 12th. Assisted by Zach Hyman. Zach Hyman had an incredible game. Shout out to you, Zach Hyman. Can't be mad at you. Good pro. As Babcock would say, he's a good pro. A good, you know, Hyman, he gets the pucks and he does the right things. And, you know, Brown Cow there, Connor Brown downtown, he scored the goal. You know, Leafs are up 1-0. So, thanks, Babcock. And, you know, up 1-0, looking okay. And then, boom, 28 seconds later, Freddie the GOAT. After Nylander was tossed onto the fourth line and Brown was moved up to the first, it looked like that was working. Everybody was looking for some changes, and I was like, hey, look at that, Babcock, good move. And it was 2-0, so heading into the third, you're feeling pretty good. Nolan Patrick scores. You know, he's been pretty, you know, not good. You know, Patrick, I love him. I think he's great. You know, he's had some offensive struggles, and you know, he ends up scoring his, what is it, third of the year. Yeah, you know, goal scorer on the Leafs there. Third goal of the season for Patrick. I hope he picks it up, in all seriousness. I really hope he does. And then, you know, the Leafs go to the power play. Just let me adjust my non-choking team hat here for a second. Then Simmons ties it up at 2. And again, Michael Neuwirth was absolutely incredible. Seriously, all joking aside, he was incredible tonight. And the game was tied at 2, and I was like, you know what? The Leafs have had their chances, and I can't really be too mad. But there was a time period in the second period where I was like, man, the Flyers are going to win this game in the second period. They're going to score like 5 goals. But then after the 2-2 goal, the Leafs picked it up again, and I was like, you know what? This is a back-and-forth game. There's no need to freak out. It was only 2-0, not 6. The Flyers came back, whatever. But then the Leafs were like, you know, forget it. We're just going to suck. And they just started sucking. And the Flyers were just looking like the Harlem Globetrotters out there. And they started making all these fancy plays. And, you know, 45 million shots hit the net. And Freddie Anderson had to bail us out again. And it went to overtime. And I was like, you know what? We have a good shot here. The Flyers are 2-5 in overtime, and I think the Leafs were what, 4-3 or something like that, 3-2. I think it was 4-3. And so we get to overtime. The Leafs were playing like crap at the end of the third, and I was like, oh, this is not looking too good. And then they throw Matthews and Nylander and Gardner out there. 3 speedy guys, you know, some good talent. Gardner has offensive upside, so why not throw him out there with the 2, you know, quick offensive players on the team? You know, there's faster guys, but those 2 together, they you know, the chemistry is there. So Matthews gets an attempt, and again, Matthews looked a little slow tonight, and again, the whole team didn't look that great. The puck goes down the other end, and this is where I contemplate. I can't speak English. I really can't speak English. This is when I thought, because apparently I can't use big boy words. This is when I thought, you know what? Why don't I just go outside, sit in the freezing cold weather for like 2 hours and just contemplate life? There you go. I think I got the word right. Because when there's two guys who are wearing orange shirts, and one of them has the puck, and you're standing in front of that guy, and then here's the kicker. 2 orange guys, and there's 2 guys with white shirts on. One of you takes the puck, and the other guy takes the guy who doesn't have the puck. So instead of using common sense and being a National Hockey League player, the Leafs decide, hey, you know what? Let's take the same guy and leave our goalie hanging out to dry, like we do every other game. So the Leafs decide to go, forget it. We're just going to go after this guy, and boom, Sean Couturier, number 26 on the year for you, bud. The Leafs lose again. We got a point. Oh, great, we got a point, but you choked away a 2-0 lead again. This is... I don't know what to say. I really don't. Because you can't keep doing this. And apparently when you look like really dumb, Nylander and Gardner looked very, very dumb on that last play. Just allowing this crap to happen. Of course, the goals that the Flyers score is, 1, getting pickpocketed and just throwing it on net. Patrick with a nice move. But again, being pickpocketed. Second goal, shorthanded. And then the third goal is just a dumb play. So, you know what? Let's run through some tweets that I got here. You know, I was like, you know what? Let me just acquire some tweets here that people were sending after the game. So, James Myrtle, one of the best people to follow on Twitter. I've been following him for years, and I am a huge fan of his. Tweets, Leafs have 5 regulation/overtime wins in their last 20 games. Woo! Okay, here's number 2. Leafs have averaged just 2 goals per game in the month of January. Offensive juggernaut. Leafs possession by period. And this is from James Myrtle again. That last tweet was by David Alter. Again, huge fan of his as well. But this one is now by Myrtle again. Leafs possession by period. The first period, 63.6%. The second, 53.1%. And in the third, 42.6%. So you could see it drop, but the first 2 periods, they had some decent possession. Now let's look at another possession stat. Leafs possession with Komarov on the ice, 43%. Leafs possession with Komarov on the ice. Oh, I mean, I'm guessing that's off the ice. Oh, sorry, I completely messed that up. Sorry. Leafs possession with Komarov on the ice, 43%. Leafs possession without Komarov on the ice, 66.5%. See, I'm losing it. I probably said the right thing the first time, but I'm losing it. So the Leafs really did not need that crap to happen. Leo Komarov did not look good again tonight, and I don't think that... Okay, the Leafs lost. I'm not going to keep talking about Komarov. The Leafs need to do something, because this is getting really old, and I tweeted that. This is getting old. Excuse me for being a dummy throughout this video, not being able to speak English, but Leaf fans and hockey fans out there, if you've been watching Leaf games, what is wrong with my team? Can somebody please help me? Send help. Because something is very wrong. This isn't... At first I was like, you know what? Babcock's making some bad moves. But then when you watch this crap, you go, it's the players. Like, this crap is so dumb. Why are you both going after the same guy and you leave one of the hottest goal scorers in the league wide open? Like, Freddie Anderson Like, he might as well just get up and leave. Like, the guy is going to have to stop 45 shots a night because this team doesn't know how to play defense. Nylander and Gardner looked so bad on that play. So bad. This... If you're new and you want to subscribe, I'm not a psycho, I promise. I'm going to go pick up my Leafs hat because I don't know where I threw it, but it's somewhere over there. Go Raptors. The NBA still doesn't want to recognize the Raptors as a good team, but I love them. DeMar DeRozan, NBA All-Star. I'm going to go jump in the snow.